Imagine this. It is a Tuesday morning. You are sitting in a coffee shop. People are scrolling through their phones. Traffic is moving. The world feels normal. You check your watch. It is 8 a.m. By 8:02, the internet stops working. Your phone loses signal. The GPS in your car fails. By 8:05, the warning sirens begin to wail, but not for a storm. And by 8:10, the city you are sitting in ceases to exist. This is not science fiction. This is the reality of modern hyperwar. For thousands of years, wars were fought over decades. Soldiers marched, ships sailed, and generals planned. But the next world war won't last years. It won't even last days. It will be decided in minutes. Welcome to WarVerse. Today we simulate the terrifying timeline of the 10-minute war. To understand how a war can end in 10 minutes, we first have to understand how technology has killed distance. In World War II, if you wanted to strike an enemy across the ocean, you needed bombers flying for hours. You had time to detect them. You had time to intercept them. Even during the Cold War, an intercontinental ballistic missile took about 30 minutes to travel from Russia to the US. 30 minutes is a long time. It gave leaders time to think, time to call the red phone, time to launch a counterattack. But that era is over. We have entered the age of hypersonic warfare. We are talking about weapons that travel at Mach 5, Mach 10, or even Mach 20. That is 20 times the speed of sound. At these speeds, a missile can travel from Beijing to Washington, or Moscow to London. Faster than you can finish your breakfast. The battlefield is no longer land, sea, or air. The battlefield is time. Let's start the clock. Minute 0 to minute 3. The war doesn't start with an explosion. It starts with silence. Before a single missile is launched, the enemy must blind the defenses. In the first 60 seconds, massive cyber attacks hit the power grids and military communication networks. But the real war happens in space. Killer satellites, which have been orbiting silently for years, suddenly activate. They fire lasers or crash into enemy surveillance satellites. This is called the blinding. On-Earth radar screens go black. Commanders lose contact with their drones. The eyes of the nation are gouged out. They know something is happening, but they cannot see what is coming or where it is coming from. Panic sets in, but by the time they realize they are under attack, 3 minutes have already passed. Minute 4 to minute 7. The enemy launches the main strike. These are not normal missiles. These are hypersonic glide vehicles. Unlike old missiles that fly in a predictable arc, these weapons fly low within the atmosphere. They weave and dodge like a fighter jet, but they are moving at 4 miles per second. Current defense systems, like the Iron Dome or Patriot batteries, are useless against them. Trying to shoot down a hypersonic missile with current tech is like trying to shoot a bullet with another bullet while blindfolded. This brings us to the most terrifying part. Humans are too slow to react. We have handed control to artificial intelligence. In these critical minutes, AI computers on both sides are fighting a war faster than any human brain can comprehend. The AI decides to launch interceptors. The AI decides to counter-strike. General human intelligence has left the chat. The machines are now in charge of our fate. Minute 8 to minute 10. The sirens are finally loud enough for the public to hear, but it is just a formality. There is no time to run to a bunker. There is no time to say goodbye. The sky turns bright red as the weapons re-enter the lower atmosphere. The air itself catches fire due to the friction of speed. and then impact. It might not even be a nuclear explosion. New theories suggest kinetic bombardment. Tungsten rods dropped from space that hit with the force of a nuke, but without the radiation. A carrier strike group in the ocean. Vaporized. A military command center. Buried under molten rock. An entire city. Gone. 10 minutes ago, the coffee was hot. Now, the timeline of civilization has been reset. The 10-minute war is not a prediction of if it will happen. It is a warning of what happens when we let speed outrun wisdom. We have built weapons that are faster than our ability to control them. In a war like this, there are no winners. There are only targets. The question isn't who shoots first. The question is, will we even know we are at war before we are already dead? If you want to explore the future of warfare, the technology of destruction, and the scenarios that keep generals awake at night, you are in the right place. This is the only channel documenting the wars of tomorrow. Subscribe to WarVerse and keep your eyes on the sky.